On the menu today, we're gonna make Bolognese Ragu with garlic bread topping using the French steak sauce. So, Bolognese Ragu. Well, the typical Bolognese Ragu takes at least 2 hours to cook, but let's face it, we don't have that time every day. So I'm going to show you a nice little shortcut to make something delicious out of it. So first things first, we need to do a little brunoise of vegetable. That's what we call it in French. We've got onion, celery, carrot, and a bit of garlic sauteed in olive oil. Let's get on with it. So brunoise, really, it's just little dices of vegetables. They're all the same sizes, so they cook all the same way in the pan. See what I'm doing now? It's called a brunoise. So obviously, if you were Italian, olive oil would be the start of this recipe. But I'm French, so I'm doing olive oil and butter. All right, onions goes in, then carrots and celery. Oh, onion cookings in butter, makes me hungry already. Obviously, there's a lot of shortcuts in cooking. There's one shortcut I never do, is using this pre-minced garlic that you can buy. The fresher, the better. So get a little clove of garlic like this, smash it with your knife, like this. I'm gonna put 2 in there. And when you smash it, all the juices come out of it. And then it's also very easy to chop up very finely. Always put the garlic after you cooked your little brunoise, because garlic cooks a lot quicker and you don't want to burn it, it becomes quite bitter. And also, don't put your spoon over the pan because you burn it and then you gotta get another one. All right, garlic goes in. Now the mince I'm gonna use for this ragu is beef and pork. Some even put veal in it. Beef, obviously, delicious. That's what ragu is about. But adding the pork, I love it because it's got a lot of fat in it, and the fat is flavor. You know, you could obviously buy your mince into the supermarket already made for you. But what I love to do is to actually go to my butcher and get the meat to be cut a little thicker than usual and keep the fat in it. Fat, it's flavor. So at this stage, I've just put the meat in. A lot of people like to mix it. Just let the bottom cook first, then mix it, and then cook again, and then mix it. Earlier on, I said we didn't have time to cook for 2 hours, but I've got time to put in the ragu. That's a joke. Anyway, so thyme. If you want to put rosemary, up to you. I don't know if you can see, but if I get the camera closer, you've got a bit of caramelization happening here. There. That's what you want. All the juices are disappearing and the caramelization happens. And tomatoes. So now you could add a little bit of stock or just rinse your little container of tomato, a little bit of water, and that's it. Now garlic bread. You can buy this, but it, make your own. So I'm not gonna teach you how to make garlic butter. Surely you know, it's just butter, garlic, parsley, and a bit of pepper. If you buy unsalted butter, then just put some salt in it. Garlic bread is not that hard. Just slices of bread, all right? Get some garlic butter on the back of your spoon. And people like to do it on one side, actually on both sides, like this. You know what I love about garlic bread? It's just so simple to make. It smells good before it's cooked. It smells even better when it's cooked. And imagine that, swimming in that ragu. Oven at 200 degrees. I think 10 minutes until it's nice and golden. And then we keep on going with the rest. So you know when I told you that this ragu usually takes 2 hours? Well, I've done it for you. In this batch, there's 2 hours of cooking and 2 hours of deliciousness. And that is gonna go in that. You've got to understand that in this beautiful French steak sauce, there's so much. There's shallot, there's garlic, there's mushroom, there's a little bit of orange oil with just a tiny bit just the back of the throat, and there's a lot of red wine and some beef stock, and it's been cooked for hours and hours, and that's what's going to make this little ragu absolutely delicious. Okay, recap: olive oil, butter in a pan. Then you add your carrots, your celery, your onions. Then you cook it down. Garlic goes next. You cook it down, then you add your beef and your pork, cook it a little bit, then you add your tomato paste, tinned tomato, a little bit of water, stir, 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 reduce the heat and keep on cooking. Then 2 patch of the French steak sauce, and voila. Let's get the bread out of the oven. So it's slightly toasted, but not completely, all right? And it's so much, you know what it reminds me of? The escargot, the snails. It's got the same batter. So come and join me. Now to finish this up, a little bit of, actually, a lot of mozzarella, and last but not least, a little bit of parmesan, because parmesan doesn't necessarily melt, it becomes a nice crispy topping and brings you a little bit more salt. I feel like Jamie Oliver. Woo! Yeah! Often when I make this recipe, it makes me hungry. This makes me starving. Look at this. In the oven until it's nice and golden on top. Ooh la la. Oh, yes. Look at this baby. If that doesn't scream delicious, well, what else? Not fine dining, home cooking at its best. Absolutely delicious. Bon appétit.